So, this is what it looks like from the inside.
Surprised? I guess you're not all-knowing after all.
Let's say terrorist hideouts are not my department, but I know everything I need to know. Is this a family meeting? What a pity. I thought we were going to talk man-to-man, Professor Kami.
What the fuck? Why did you bring this asshole here? You were supposed to punish him for what he did, and then leave his corpse as an example.
My poor fellow. I suppose you expect me to acknowledge you and apologize for something I've done. Sadly, I am forced to disappoint you. I have no idea who you are, nor do I care.
I don't like this one bit. Let's put an end to this, and fast.
You should be careful with that one, Kaminyuk. Women are often far more cruel than men. I've seen her kind in... well, it hardly matters. What about you, old man? Still chasing ghosts? Did you ever find your mysterious Rat King? Perhaps you should have stayed in the institution. At least they kept you properly fed. Sashko Horobets, I admire your craft. But there's nothing I can do for you, or your brother.
We'll see about that.
Are we done with introductions? Let's get to it then.
You seem to be the most reasonable of this gang of colorful misfits. I was hoping you and I could have a civilized conversation.
I know exactly what you're doing. It isn't particularly clever or original. But it's not going to work.
What am I doing? I am a professional who happens to be on the other side of the fence. Just a man trying to do his job. I have a nephew that I very much want to see. So, go ahead and ask your questions. When you're satisfied, I'm sure we can come to some kind of arrangement.
Your nephew? Tell me about him.
He's 10 years old. He's from Magnitogorsk, like his father and me, and he's the smartest kid I know. I don't believe for one moment that you could harm him. It simply isn't your style, Professor. Besides, you don't even know where he is.
Do not assume to know me, Kozlov. That would be a mistake. Tell me about the experiments. What is Semenov doing in the lab?
I wish I could tell you, but as with tracking down trespassers, that is not my department. My task was to ensure Semenov could work undisturbed.
You lie. I've seen everything. I've even studied Chernobylite myself. How can you claim to know nothing about it?
I know about its applications, yes. I know that it can act as an unlimited energy source, that it can be used in transportation, medicine, and can even be weaponized. But I don't know any details about its implementation. I'm not a scientist, just an old soldier.
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Look, I'm not a personal friend of Semenov. His findings may be profound, but at what cost? Remember, it was Semenov who botched the experiment that released the shadows into this world. Can you guess how many people I've lost fighting those things? Don't ask me where these creatures came from, because I have no idea. From a nightmare, perhaps. Semenov has a god complex. He believes he can advance the human race. A bold claim, especially in this part of the world, no? We lived in the shadow of people who wanted to turn us simple bread-eaters into angels for almost the entire century. But I've been around. I've seen things. So you can understand why I'm skeptical when I hear such claims.
Semenov may be the brain, but he isn't responsible for the atrocities in the zone. That's your doing.
You seem like a smart fellow, Kaminyuk. Why would you buy into this nonsense?
What do you mean?
Whatever Semenov told you, he is the real puppet master. He has great influence over the board.
The board?
The big money people in the Italian suits. The people who make money by making money. Semenov convinced the board he's going to transform NAR into $1 trillion business. To them, he's like an investment banker messiah.
Semenov isn't rounding people up and torturing them, filling mass graves with civilian corpses. That's you.
Well, naturally, you'll get a distorted view of what's going on. When you only hear one side of the story.
Uh-huh. What's your side of the story, then?
This is a war zone. I'm responsible for keeping my men safe and doing my job. Some collateral damage is unavoidable in any conflict. But trust me when I say I've already had a bellyful of civilian misery. I do my absolute best to keep their suffering to a minimum.
I'm only really interested in one thing. Where is Tatiana?
That ghost you're chasing. That pretty dream. I don't know what to tell you.
You're the head of security. Am I to believe you're not privy to everything that goes on at the power plant?
Professor Kaminyuk, listen. I am here to earn a little extra money so I can retire someplace nice and send my nephew to an Ivy League university. I have zero interest in anything that doesn't directly concern my men and my job.
You don't tell me. I swear.
I cannot tell you what I do not know, Professor. Semenov is the authority in this area. Talk to him if you want to know more about the experiments or this Tatiana girl.
How do I enter the power plant?
You're placing me in a very awkward position. You want me to divulge information that may lead to casualties among my men and the civilian staff.
You've got a real nerve. Talking to me about civilian casualties. I can't believe you would try that. Again, what is the password and response for accessing the power plant?
Don't be stupid. You and your merry band of tramps will never make it out of the power plant alive.
I don't care. Do you know where we are right now?
No, I don't understand it, this place. But let's skip the guessing game, and you just tell me.
We are currently in the tunnel between two singularities. It's like a black hole, only smaller. This tunnel is a shortcut through time and space. Marvelous, isn't it? But to use it, you need to know how to enter and how to leave.
Ah, I see where this is going.
Do you? I don't have to kill you. I can simply leave you here. But don't count on dying anytime soon. Time dilation will ensure that you don't. You will never see your nephew again. But perhaps I will release you to attend his funeral when he's died of old age.
I can see that your companion's cruel nature is beginning to rub off on you. Very well.
Are you ready to cooperate now? If you lie to me, I will return, and it won't go well for you.
The call is, we quell the storm. The response, and ride the thunder.
Thank you. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. What to do with you now, eh?
It's too dangerous to let him live. I believe we already agreed on that.
I want to ask him about wrestling fast.
He's mine. I want him to experience a slow descent into hell. Fucker!
He's just a tool of the Rat King. He told you everything of value already. Do not let this rodent roam free. He can still do great damage to our cause, more even than before.
I'm not a murderer. I've only ever killed when I had no other choice. You can go.
Thank you. I knew you were a reasonable man. An honorable man. What now?
You have to leave NAR, disappear, and never return. Otherwise, you and I will have another conversation. And it won't be a light-hearted chat next time.
All I care about is my nephew. I swear that you will never see me again.
Igor. I did some recon for you. The way's clear, but the main task you'll have to complete yourself.